What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Realistic Summer Career Mode. This is episode number 38, and we're starting today's episode off on the back of our first episode with our brand new team. Yes, we've left Crystal Palace. We were poached away to the Etihad Stadium to join Manchester City after 2 years of underperforming seasons. Pep Guardiola's replaced. They had a job vacancy listed. They want a new man. They look at what Bayern Munich are doing right now with Julian Nagelsmann and thought, let's do that ourselves. Let's bring in Doxy Boy, an exciting young new manager, to begin the rebuild at the Etihad Stadium, which, let's be honest here, is definitely needed after 2 very poor seasons under Pep Guardiola. So, as you can see, our team, we've just made our first signing. That is, of course, Erling Haaland. And as I mentioned in the last episode, just because we joined Man City, just because our starting budget was £300 million, don't think you're going to see Kylian Mbappe, Neymar, Messi, even though right now, guys, I'll tell you something here. Messi's actually available on a free transfer right now, but I'm not going to get him for realism. Messi, De Ligt, just all these fabulous young wonder kids, Gravenberch, for example, because they're not Man City players in real life. No, we signed Haaland in the last episode for one reason only. He's there in real life. So that is why I made this guy my second signing. Yes, the Leeds United midfielder, Calvin Phillips, brought in by Pep Guardiola to be their successor for Fernandinho in the summer. They spent 45 million, and we spent around the same fee. I think it was 42.5 mil for Phillips. I really like that. Talk about the realism there, as Calvin Phillips is in, and of course he'll take the number 4 like he's wearing in real life. And I do want to say that as well. It's really important to me to keep on emphasising the fact that this save is all about realism. The title of the save is Realistic Summer Career Mode. That tells you what this series is all about, because there's no doubt about it. With £300 million what we got, we could definitely make some smarter business. There would be no need for me to sell Raheem Sterling and Gabriel Jesus. I released Pedro Porro last season, which means we don't have a good right back right now. There's no reason for me to do that if I'm just playing this game, with the strategy of just win, and win some more. It's all about realism and trying to do things as realistic as possible. And I feel as though, in career mode, you can do it many different ways. You can play the game many different ways, but I do feel as though realism is now becoming a much more requested feel, if you will, to a career mode save. Something people want to see more and more of, and something people want to do themselves as well. So I really do want to point that out. I understand I might make some decisions you'll be sitting there thinking, what? Like, why? But again, the main reason is because I want the team to look as realistic as it possibly can. We're now 3 seasons in, yes, but we're also seeing Man City this year in real life, a really good core of players that are gelling really nicely, and they've been there for a few years. Yes, they've undergone quite a lot of change in the Guardiola era, but still, I want to make sure those players you're watching in real life are in my team right now as well. And that's why, after we signed Calvin Phillips, we decided to bring back one of the Man City core. Who is that? John Stones. He was at Inter Milan in the save right now, and there was a chance to go to Arsenal. But would it be more realistic for him to have that career path or stay at Man City for all the years? I think probably the latter. He loves Manchester City, John Stones, and I think it would be much more likely for him to stay here until he's way past his prime. He certainly isn't right now at 29 years old, 86 rated, so I gave Inter Milan Matthias Ginter. Again, I might be wrong, and I say all the time, sometimes I will get things wrong, but I think it's much more likely that Ginter would be Inter Milan than John Stones. So Stones is back here at Man City, and after we sold Itakura to Southampton, really like that, because the Saints, of course, signed 2 Man City players this summer, 2 youngsters in Gavin Bazunu between the sticks, and also, of course, Lavia as well. We released Bazunu last year, and Lavia's on the transfer list right now. We've got a bid for Gerard Moreno, and again, I like the destination, Chelsea. Chelsea putting in a bid for Gerard Moreno. I really like that, looking for a new man up top. And of course, over the past few years, they've had a couple of good Spanish strikers, Fernando Torres, Alvaro Morata, and now Gerard Moreno, their latest man to join the ranks there at Chelsea up top. And they always have such a change in strikers, Chelsea, don't they? They've always got a new striker. Timo Werner, Romelu Lukaku, like I said, Alvaro Morata, Fernando Torres, so on and so forth. They're always chopping and changing their man up top. Well, now it is another Spaniard, their third in the past 10 10 years, Gerard Moreno. So bringing back that Manchester City core, of course, I had to bring the captain back. Yep, of course, for this season, he's been made club captain for Manchester City, and what a fantastic choice. İlkay Gündoğan, who moved on from Borussia Dortmund to the Etihad Stadium. His football brain is sublime, Gündoğan. He was a major reason as to why they orchestrated a comeback on the final day last year against Aston Villa to win the title. He's a brilliant playmaker, a fantastic passer and distributor of the ball, sublime vision and concentration, but also a real leader as well. It was a shame too, because you would have seen that during the deal I tried to give Barcelona Sergio Busquets, because let's be honest here, Busquets, I can definitely see him finishing his career at Barcelona, but they didn't want him. It was so frustrating. I wanted to give them back Busquets, but they did not want him. So in the end, we paid a flat £30 million fee for the man who has his contract coming the end of the year, and İlkay Gündoğan is back. 32 years old, and again, what he lacks physically, he makes up for technically. Fantastic reader of the game. Brilliant passing, vision, ball control. You know, really good reader of the game, Gündoğan. Such a mentally strong player, and he is in. It's a shame that I obviously couldn't give Barcelona Sergio Busquets, so I'll have to get him somewhere else. So I don't want him in my club. I want him to go somewhere else for realism. But even so, yeah, bit of a shame, but just one of those things. But we've signed Haaland, we've signed Calvin Phillips, and who's the third player that Man City have signed? Well, I want to point out as well, I'm recording this commentary on the 8th of August right now on the Monday. There is a chance Man City have made one or two more signings when you'll be seeing this video on the Saturday night. But for now, as the time recording this commentary, they've made 3 new signings. We got 2 of them in Phillips and Haaland, and the other one is their new backup goalkeeper. Yeah, Zach Steffen's gone out on loan, so I'll also loan him out as well. And the man they got between the sticks for the new season as their backup for Ederson is, of course, the Arminia Bielefeld goalkeeper. Of course, I will know about, because he did a Bielefeld career mode this year in FIFA, in our Bundesliga CM back in January, February time. Stefan Ortega, released by Bielefeld after their relegation in the summer from the Bundesliga. Talk about your step up for Stefan Ortega. Could have been playing second tier football in Germany with Arminia Bielefeld. Now he's at Manchester City. You love to see it. The Premier League champions. Talk about your step-ups as the backup for Ederson. He's a great distributor, Ortega, as well. And that's one of the reasons Guardiola's got him to replace Ederson in the cup games. He's a great passer of the ball. He commands his area quite well. Decent leader as well. You see the leadership trait here too. And now 30 in the game. Of course, in real life, he's 28, I think he is. But yeah, Stefan Ortega is in. And like I said, the signings I was going to make this season, yeah, I'll make one or two. You know, I'll make one or two new ones, if you will, because it's my team now, not Pep Guardiola's team. It's my team now. I've taken over, but I do want the players that you see in real life in our Man City team as well. Why is that? Because it's a realistic career mode, right? So there you go. Ortega is in. He joins Phillips. He joins Haaland. And also as well, if Man City do make a new signing between now and the end of the summer window, then I'll also bring him in as well, if we got the cash, of course. So I was going to sell Yan Couto. Obviously, right now, he's currently out on loan. I believe in Portugal, Yan Couto. So he's a young talent that Man City own and have just currently loaned out. But I'm not sure if I want to keep on loaning him out. He's 21 years old, 75 rated. He could definitely still get better, but I think I'd prefer to sell him permanently and look to replace him permanently as well. We had him before the Ketelaere as well. He is one of the new players here at Man City that isn't there in real life, the young Belgian talent. But because we gave him a contract extension last season, it wouldn't be realistic for him to then move on in the summer. He's just signed an extension and 4 weeks later he's going. Yeah, I can't see that happening really. So he'll be staying here. But also, Zach Steffen is going to go out on loan as well. Like I mentioned, he's on loan at Middlesbrough this season. He's taken a step down to the second tier, playing in the Championship. But because he's 80 overall now, Zach Steffen, as this deal for Couto to Santos gets turned down, because he's 80 overall in the game now, he's too good for the Championship in terms of his in-game ability. So we won't get a loan offer in the Championship. So I need to loan him elsewhere. Bayer Leverkusen, that'll do. I was fine loaning him wherever. It will go to Bayer Leverkusen. I'd like to loan to the Championship, but it's not really possible due to how good he is in the game right now. So thankfully I did get to see this as well. As I mentioned earlier, Raheem Sterling, I was going to say he will go to Chelsea and Jesus will go to Arsenal. I'll do everything in my power to make sure that happens, and Sterling does indeed go to Chelsea. Now real life, the Blues spent, I think it was £50 million to get him, but that's because he's in the final year of his contract at Manchester City. If he had a couple more years left on his deal, there's no way he would have gone for that cheap. Sterling's in his prime right now. He's an amazing player. His off the ball movement is absolutely sublime. Anyone that's watched Sterling play will tell you that. He's a brilliant, intelligent player, much more intelligent than people give him credit for. And Sterling onto Chelsea, great signing for Thomas Tuchel. It really, really is, and a bargain for the fee they paid as well. We signed him for, I think it was £90 million, and again, because he had 4 years left on his deal, that makes about sense really to me. That's a 95 mil. That's the sort of fee Sterling would have got if he still had 3 or 4 years left on his deal. There's no way Chelsea would have gone for 50 mil this season if Sterling still had a few years left on his contract. So yeah, for me, that's a realistic transfer fee for a player of that ability in his prime, plus the English tax, which we all know about. Yeah, that to me I would say was probably a realistic fee right there as well. But still, one of the final signings I would make for today's episode, as I mentioned a moment ago there, was going to be a player who isn't a Man City player in real life. But like I said, I do want to bring in one or two of my signings as well. And I wanted to make one of my signings I made at Crystal Palace. Max Aarons, who he signed from Norwich, became a star of Crystal Palace. He was in the team of the season last year, lest we forget. He was a team of the season player at right back in season 2. Helped us win the FA Cup in season 1. Helped us qualify for the Europa League back to back. And at 83 overall, 23 years old, there's no doubt about it. This guy can easily play Champions League football. So for Max Aarons, he spent 40 mil to get him from Crystal Palace. Oftentimes when a manager moves to a new club, they'll take 1 or 2 players with them from their old club. The guy I've chosen from Crystal Palace is not Super Wilfred Zaha. It's not going to be Dean Henderson. It's going to be Max Aarons, the right back. So I like that a lot. I really, really do. Max Aarons coming here to Man City after a couple great years with Crystal Palace, proved himself. He's definitely got the quality. He's come on leaps and bounds since we signed him from Norwich, and he's our long-term successor for Kyle Walker, a rapid English right back who works really hard with bags of energy down the right-hand side. Yeah, it's not a bad replacement there for Kyle Walker. Max Aarons, that to me makes an awful lot of sense. So Aarons is in, 4th signing of the window to go along Haaland, Phillips and Ortega as my new man in. And after loaning out Zach Steffen, obviously now I've only got 2 goalkeepers here with Man City. That is, of course, Edison, our man between the sticks, and our new backup goalkeeper from Armenia, Bielefeld. I decided to bring in a free agent goalkeeper just for squad depth, because as we know, all teams have 3 goalkeepers, and if not 3 first-team goalkeepers and a player that they can call up from the academy. Man City, as we know, they like their English reserve goalkeeper, Scott Carson. He might be a meme to some people, but he's still their 3rd choice goalkeeper. So because of that, I thought I'd sign an English goalkeeper as my 3rd choice. The guy I brought in, a young talent, Max Abbott, 20 years old, 75 rated, new gen, 75 rated. Yeah, I like that. I really do. Not paying a transfer fee. Just here as a 3rd choice goalkeeper. He won't play, but like Scott Carson, he's emergency cover and an English goalkeeper for the homegrown quota as well. I'd say it's quite realistic. So there we go then. There we go. 5 new signings with Man City so far, but 3, and the 3 they've brought in real life. In, of course, Erling Haaland leading the line, Calvin Phillips and Ortega on the bench. We signed Max Aarons as our Kyle Walker replacement, like for like on that right-hand side, I would say. And also, of course, Abbott as a 3rd choice. Plus, bringing back the band, Gundogan, Stones, both returning, and there's no doubt about it. There's still more signings to come between now and the end of the season, and I've still got 4 players to sell as well. The transfer window is not done yet at the Etihad Stadium, with around 85 million still to work with. But that will end today's episode of the Realistic Summer Career Mode, guys. Big thank you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed it. If you haven't, just like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode of the Realistic Summer Career Mode, featuring a brand new signing in defence and also our first games with Man City very soon.